Just as a note, this is the censored version of the audiobook. If you wish to see the uncensored version, please check out the link in the description. Hello everyone, welcome to the next video where I read The Curse is Cute, a chicken nugget transformation saga. This chapter is called Land of Confusion. It was originally made by Narwhal Ball, and since there's no transformation in it, there's very little content warnings except for graphic horror imagery and nightmares. So if you're sensitive to those topics, please do not listen to this, and I'll begin the story right now. October 30th. Benjamin Zeller's little campsite on the edge of Fogwood family fun camp glowed faintly under a silver sliver of moon. The neon sign down at the snack shack, buzzed faintly beneath him, its letters flickering weakly in pale red and green. The inside of his trailer looked a lot cleaner now, as he donated CRT monitors, spools of cable, floppy disks, and circuit boards to a thrift store. His golf cart sat idle near the brush. His phone screen was dark. For once the world felt still. Still, but not peaceful. Peace implies safety. But this is just a moment before the trapdoor opens. Benjamin breathed in the damp, pine-heavy air and thought about how this would all be over soon. His last day. Tonight would be his last time saying goodnight to the neighbors who slept in their little trailers and pop-up tents. Last time posting anything to his neglected socials. Last time driving his rattling golf cart. Last time taking a shower, brushing his teeth in the cracked mirror, telling himself in a shaky whisper that he knew what he was doing. Tomorrow he would become something else. Tomorrow he would become Basil. Note to reader: when someone says tomorrow I'll become something new, they usually mean it literally and violently. He fell asleep quickly, despite the chill, exhaustion blanketing him more effectively than his sleeping bag. He closed his eyes and Fogwood swallowed him whole. Exhaustion is nature's amnesia, but the surgery? Oh, that's spiritual. And the dream came quickly. It was darker in the dream than it was outside. And by dark we mean existential. This isn't a can't find a light switch dark. This is staring into the pit of yourself that writes fanfics about regret dark. A warped version of the Chicken Nugget universe. The sky was a dirty swirl of magentas and greens, the stars writhing like worms. Static buzzed up through the ground itself, humming in his jaw, his ribs, and the 12 were waiting. They were already there, hunched, snarling, primal, horrific combinations of the victims and the characters when they unwillingly become. Fun fact: when you offer someone a new form and it involves permanent trauma and fur, you are not a god, you are a villain with delusions and a Wi-Fi signal. A dry voice barked at him from the shadows. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Did you do this to us? Benjamin spun, throat tight, and froze when he saw Chioe Nugun. Her yellow hoodie was shredded, hanging in tatters off her hunched frame. Her enormous floppy ears twitched, in fury, teeth too sharp, eyes glassy and staring at nothing. Tufts of fur jutted at odd angles where her skin hadn't fully healed. Her tail lashed violently behind her like a whip of bone and bristle. Once Chloe Nelson, reclusive, introspective girl, now a half-formed creature who woke up screaming and scratched her skin until it bled. Ben swallowed hard. Yes, are you okay with Chloe Nelson? And coughed with a hiss. No, you idiot! Your damn video turned me into a damn dog! She yanked her hoodie up violently, exposing twisted skin underneath, lines with uneven tufts of yellow fur streaked with scars. Look at this! This isn't cute! This is hell! You may be wondering how a pastel dog creature can look terrifying. The answer is rage. Rage is a great equalizer. She lunged forward and he stumbled back, only to bump into another figure. Cheeser Borgland. His calico fur bristled at odd angles, his burger trap dripping something that looked like a mixture of pus and grease. His torso had blisters, and his plump while his limbs are bony. His elongated paws clicked against the ground with knife-like claws. Once Chester Borland, quiet sketching it, now a pus-leaking cheeseburger cat with claws that sounded like silverware being sharpened on bone. And, and if you thought this was painless? Cheeser sneered, leaning down so close that Ben could smell the rot in his fur. Then ask the bunny guy! Spoiler, the bunny guy was already approaching. A scream rose from behind, and a scraping, twisted presence slithered from the shadows. Ice Screener. His white, furred limbs bent at impossible angles, his eyes swirled like tunnels, fingers like daggers, his skin wrinkled and sagging, his mouth hung open in a jagged, perpetual scream that never ended. Once Isaiah Scribner, church boy with secrets, now an audiovisual panic attack in a rabbit form, permanently screaming in Dolby surround sound. "You're a demon!" he howled, his voice layering over itself in stereo. "You're a fiend! A sadist! You need to be washed away with holy water! Pronto!" Ben backed into yet another figure, her horn gouging the dirt beside him. Fuenya Wilder barreled towards him, monstrously obese, her star-dappled scales mangled off and torn, her crescent tail dragging limply. One horn spiraled off at a sickening angle. Once Freya Y. Wilder, dreamy stargazer, now grotesque crescent-horned beast with star-plate armor in tatters and a voice that could melt steel, plus a tail that flops like a broken sax dollar. Her voice was venomous. "You! Just because I wished on a star doesn't mean I wish to become this! Now I wish you'd burn in hell! You son of a—" Ben raised his hands. Palms out. "Please, I just thought you wanted—" "Shut up, you demon in a shirt!" she roared, spitting purple fire. Yes, Benjamin wore a button-up shirt in the dream. No, it did not help. Slauson slithered closer then, his mint green fur falling on clumps, clinging to him like cobwebs. His face was jagged and wolfish, lips pulled back from the rows of razor-sharp teeth, claws catching the ground. His pastel ears twisted erratically, his eyes bloodshot and wild, his fox tail righted like a snake behind him. Once Sloan Harwick's, breadsheet savant, now mangy green, in werefox shedding fur in clumps, like your worst allergic reaction from a tabletop RPG. "I had a girlfriend, a job, a future," he laughed bitterly, foaming at the mouth. "Now when I kiss someone, all I taste is fur! You ruined me!" Ben staggered back into Kofti. His wool was black and pink, growing in uneven tufts over raw skin. His wolf suit hung off him in tatters. His sheep-accurate eyes glared daggers as he slammed his claws hands together. Once Cody Fields, lone wolf emote, now pink and black patchwork sheep wolf with the emotional range of a horror game jumpscare. "You are the definition of sick, sick edgelord. You think you're clever, think it's art. Look at me, look at me." He yanked his wool with his claws, chunks coming away in clumps. "I got wool and everything, asshole." "I just wanted—" Ben Saros, but Hannah Saucer came scuttling towards him before he could finish. Her body was twisted, bony, and starved. Red squirrel grimace bearing grotesquely yellow buck teeth. Her claws were sharper than knives, fur patchy and scruffy. Her pupils were bloody pinpricks. Once Hannah Saucer, ankle-monitored introvert, now an overcaffeinated taxidermy squirrel possessed by rot and rot. "I had a tragic life already," she shrieked. "You didn't even have to make it more terrible!" Next, foam hissed on the floor. Soldier Poppins stumbled forward, her fur missing in patches, her mouth frothing, her arms looking like baby doll ones, her eyes completely white. Once CRD Poppins, data entry dreamer, now a youth-seeking disaster who got monkey-pawed into a half-plucked red panda with rabies. "I wanted my youth back," she choked, "but not like this." And behind Soldier elude Samparella, older and broader, mirrored her exactly, also foaming, bruised, his eyes dead and white, but his voice ragged and raw. Once Sam Edwards, tweeted tea dandy, now a frothing red panda who looks like someone modded a dad bod into a cryptid with a white bow tie forever ask you, 'cause you can't keep a gentleman's honor and fur. "How can you age up a little boy and smash his dreams to pieces?" Ben stammered. "You wanted to be a kid again, sweet princess. And you wanted to be a parent, youngster. I might as well—" Benjamin took two people who longed for innocence and instead gave them eldritch puberty. Might as well die, you bastard! Roared a voice, and Miles Sheckman lunged forward, drenched in sickly pink fur that was falling out in clumps, face twisted into a snarling werewolf shape. His claws clicked, his bloodshot eyes glowed, his tail lashed violently. Once Miles Sheckman, Tiki Bar Romeo, now a fuzzed out pink werefox, claws hovering like tiny chainsaws from a luau at hell. You took 10 girlfriends from me and turned me into this fox thing! Ben tripped backwards into slime. He looked up and saw old Olympia Paris. Her skin was wrinkled, slick, slimy. Her face looked like a blobfish merged with a newt, sagged in all the wrong places. Once Olympia Paris, podcast queen, now a melting frog meets Newt Disaster with zero patience and a vendetta that's losses when she walks. Her voice was thick with contempt. Where is your honor, old bag? You are an absolute disgrace. You don't deserve to be called human. Which, to be fair, is possibly the nicest thing she could say. Ben's back hit something sharp. He turned and froze at the sight of Onya Ringer, towering, skeletal. Her red eyes glared from a grotesquely elongated face. Her collar and tie hung in tatters, glasses cracked. Her arms and legs were entirely skeletal, claws curling at the edges of bony fingers and toes. Her ribs and back were adorned with fleshy spikes, wings stretched wide and ragged. Once Olivia Ringer, conspiracy queen, now a skeletal bat with claws that file grievances, wings that scream doctoral fury, and a spine that's more exposed than FBI secrets. Her voice was low, calm and cutting. You are an inhuman monster. Your messages are disgusting. The videos you made are horrible. Ben fell to his knees, hands trembling. I'm sorry, he gasped, voice cracking. I just wanted to give you what you wanted. We never wanted this! They screamed in unison, layered, monstrous. They surged closer. Claws gleamed, teeth bared, tails lashed, eyes burned like coals. Ben scrambled backward, tripping over his own feet, breath coming in ragged sobs. Please, he begged. I can fix it tomorrow. Chloe Nugson lowered her face to his, ears flattening, jaws clacking an inch from his cheeks. Tomorrow? I've lived 300 tomorrows in this skin already. Chet Chester Borglund slid closer, his bones creaking. Look at what you carved out, Ben. You left holes you can't fill. Ice Screamer's perpetual scream rose, echoing. The loop never stops, so neither shall we. When Yuff Wilder's horns scraped sparks from the ground. Wish for fire, Zeller. I'll bring the match. Slussen's breath hissed past sharp teeth. Time for your first real date with consequences, lover boy. Coughed he slobs his claws together. Time to cut your strings, puppet master. Hana Saucer raked claws into the grass. I want my kindness back. All of it. Soldier Poppins forms. Trade seats, coward. Be the helpless child for once. Samprola growled, or the parent who falls. Miles Skekman's grin cracked wide. I'm gonna break your heart now. Oldham Pia Paris hissed. Soup's on. You're the crouton. Onya Ringer, wings snapped open, eyes blazing, spoke last. Thesis, monster creates monsters. Antitheses, monsters eat the monster. If you're wondering, yes, that was one of the best lines of dialogue in modern horror comedy. Ben's legs gave out. He collapsed to the ground, sobbing. Please, one more sunrise. Just let me rewrite it. We've all tried Control Z in real life. Trust me, it never works. Onia's ring dropped to a whisper. There will be a surprise, Benjamin, but not for you. They all lunged. POV, FNAF jump scares. In this case, not of Nuggets jump scares. There was no escape. Their voice, once sharp accusations, twisted into an unholy chorus, a ragged wall of sound that battered Benjamin as much as their bodies did. Chloe Nugson is the first to bite, her jaws closing around his forearm. It crunches like celery. She jerks her head side to side, tearing loose strings of tendon. Chester Borglund hooked his claws into Benjamin's arm, dragging him down into the dirt. His fur dripped rot that smeared across Benjamin's skin. A stench so thick it felt like choking on spoiled grease. Ice Greener's eternal scream reverberated into the air, drilling into Benjamin's ears. His chest, his skull, so loud that it felt like the world itself was splitting open. Finding off wires, horns tore across his ribs, sparks flying as if metal scraped stone. Sheets of bat fire across his legs, the heat blistering, the smoke clinging to him. Sluicin sank his fangs into Benjamin's shoulder, shaking him like a rag doll. Fur clogged Benjamin's mouth as he tried to scream, his voice breaking. Kofti slammed him with clawed hands, pinning him as his wool and claws pressed against his throat. Hana Saucer scuttled across over his body, her buck teeth snapping inches from his face, shrieking with grimace. Soldier Poppins foamed and spat, her broken doll arms hammering at his ribs, while Sam Perilla's heavier frame crushed the air from his lungs, bones creaking under the weight. Miles Malchus Sheckman dragged his claws down Benjamin's chest in long sawing lines, each motion fueled by rays. Pia Paris oozed closer, her slick hands pressing against his face, forcing slime into his nose and mouth until he gagged. Onia Ringer waits until last, wings spread, skeletal claws curling. She doesn't rip or bite. She plucks out his heart with surgical precision, holds it up like a decent defense prop, and lets the others devour what's left. By the end, Benjamin is nothing but tatters of shirt, streaks of blood, and echoes of laughter layered with screams. The nightmare doesn't even end with his death. It ends with them eating long after he should be gone, his mind forced to watch the consumption of himself from inside their stomachs. This is why the TF saga is rated 13 plus on the thumbnails, by the way, in case you didn't know. Benjamin woke up screaming, drenched in sweat, fingers dug into his arms, deep enough to draw blood. He could still hear their voices, see their warped, vengeful faces. He wept quietly into his palms, because he knew tomorrow would be his last day before he became Basil. So ends Benjamin's Nightmare Preview. Tune in next video to see whether he learns anything from it. Spoiler, he won't. No song at the end, by the way. Goodbye. Hope I didn't traumatize you.